Hello, this is old Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I took this flight and made this video the morning, or I guess it would be the afternoon, after we heard a cow mooing across the canal there late into the night, just over and over and over. And of course it was too dark to check anything, so I thought I would just go see if see what I could find, if a cow was injured or stuck in the mud over there or something, because it sounded like it needed help. And my wife says that when they take the calves away from a cow, that's what it does, that, but they did that a month or so ago, and you could hear all the cows down at the other end of this little forested area. They were all mooing, so we figured that's what happened. But anyway, so I thought, well, it just sounded like there was some kind of a problem, so I thought I just want to see if there's a cow that's injured or stuck in the mud or somewhere over here. So we're going to go down and basically it's just a boring video to watch. So I thought, well, maybe I should tell a story. So I'm going to tell you a story. It's not a flying story. It's not a college story. In fact, this goes all the way back to my senior year in high school. And you probably won't believe it, but it's true. And I'm asking you, just trust me, it's true. It really did happen. And I'm asking you not to report me to the officials, okay? Because I could get in some big trouble. Anyway, when I was in high school, I was very active in the Seattle, Washington area in the Youth for Christ clubs. We had a Youth for Christ club at our school, and I think this was back, things have changed so much since back then, but almost every school had a Youth for Christ club. And so in 1959, during Christmas vacation, Youth for Christ held a national convention for the teenagers back in Washington, D.C. And I wish I could remember more details about all the kids that went and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, it was a big deal. And they even rented a train to go across country and pick kids up and take them there for it was during Christmas vacation, and so I guess they missed Christmas on the train, but Christmas at home because they're on the train. But anyway, my friend and I, our dads both worked for United Airlines, and so we didn't take the train. We flew in a couple days after the train left and got there in time. And so we made it, and we had typical teenagers, we met people and stuff like that. And we were sitting by these girls, and we got to know them, and so we said at the next meeting, let's sit together and so forth. Well, one of the meetings, this girl was didn't show up, and her friend said, well, she had appendicitis and she's in the hospital. And so we thought, okay, well, we'll go to the hospital and visit her after dinner tonight. Well, the hospital we were on one side of town, and the hospital was on the other side of town. And to get there after dinner, of course it was dark, we had to walk past the Capitol building of the United States. And so we started hiking, and back then, how teenagers are, we just would hike for blocks and blocks and blocks. And we got there, and we went in and went to her room, and we were goofing around, and she was having fun having us there, and she told us don't make her laugh because she's recuperating from an operation, and so we had to be real careful not to cause trouble. So anyway, we visited and had fun with her until I think it was closing time, 8 o'clock or 7, probably 8 o'clock or so. And so then we started our hike back across town, and we didn't walk quite as fast because we'd already tired ourselves out getting there. And as we came past the Capitol building, we decided, well, we both had to, go to the bathroom. So we thought, well, maybe we can get in. So we went up to the front doors, and they were locked. And the lights were on the inside, but the doors were locked. So we decided, okay, maybe we go around behind and go in the bushes or something. So we started hiking around to the other side, and we got around to, we came by a door on the back side of the building, and I thought, well, maybe that door's unlocked. So we went over and we tried it, and sure enough, that door was unlocked. Believe it or not. And so we quietly opened the door and quietly found our way down the marble floors and with the marble hallways, and everything echoed. And we went around a couple of corners, and we finally found a restroom. And so we took care of our business, and then after we got through taking care of our business, we started carefully making our way out. And at one point, we heard footsteps. And so we dodged back into this little alcove, and they didn't go past our little alcove, but they went on and they disappeared into the, disappeared. So then we very carefully made our way out and opened the door and snuck out and walked and finished our walk back to our hotel. That's a true story. Don't turn me in, please, because we were trespassing because the front doors were locked. But anyway, it really happened in 1959 in January. Well, so that's one part of the story. The second part of the story is this. We flew back on United Airlines, which is where our dads worked. And so the flight we were supposed to take to get back home left on December 31st. And so we got to the airport. I think we had to take a taxi or something. We got to the airport and got all, signed in and everything like that. And you'll notice we didn't see any cows yet. And so we're waiting in the lobby, and the announcement comes on: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! So it became 1960 while we were there. And there's the cows that make all the noise. So it became 1960, and so that was cool. And so we got on the plane, and we had to change planes in Chicago. So took off, and then from Washington, D.C. to Chicago, you get into a different time zone. So we landed, and we were, waiting to get on the other plane, and the announcement comes over, and sure enough, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year in Chicago. And by the way, there's some cows down there who are taking care of their calves, and I think they keep them separate from the rest of them. But anyway, so we had 2 Happy New Years on January 1st of 1960. Well, so then when the gate opened and we could go get on the plane, as we were climbing up the stairs and going into the plane, there were balloons all over the ceiling. And so we asked the stewardess, "What's this for?" And they said, "Well, you get to celebrate New Year's twice, because we're going to go over a time zone and we'll let you know when it's midnight." And so we went from Chicago to Seattle, Washington, and somewhere along the line we passed a time zone, and it was where it finally became 1960. So the New Year's of 1960, I celebrated New Year's. Me and my buddy, we celebrated New Year's 3 times. And that's a true story. So I guess you can't turn me in for that. Anyway, I thought I'd tell you that story. We didn't find any dead cows, and all the cows seemed to be contented. And so everything is good. Well, I want to thank you for watching. And by the way, Merry Christmas if you haven't watched it before, if you watch it before Christmas of 2020. Merry Christmas, God bless, and thanks for watching.